cinematic, folky, dark tension sounds. And we're not just talking regular melodic phrases. To get the sound we're after, we need to have extended techniques, creepy sounding textures. So for a track like this to work, you really need... But the secret sauce behind that Peaky Blinders sound is... Hello and welcome to the home recording studio. My name's John, and in today's video we're going to be breaking down a Peaky Blinders style folk tension track like this. Peaky Blinders is a hugely popular drama series starring Cillian Murphy, and we've just had the release of The Immortal Man, which is the film to top off the 6 series that have come before it. One thing that's been a constant through the film and the series has been the high quality of music, which really helped bring this drama to life. Not only do we have the gritty, folky tension music underscoring the action, but we also have tracks that really have a modern edge, and of course the iconic title music from Nick Cave. So how do you get that Peaky Blinders sound? Well, today I'm going to break down a folk tension cue which I've created for a music production library. These types of tracks are really in demand right now, and I've created maybe 4 or 5 of these tracks recently. So let's dive in. Make sure you give the video a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and here we go. So let's break down this folk tension track in the style of Peaky Blinders. Now, I started off with a piano, which is the Spitfire Audio Originals Firewood piano, and this is the Firewood preset. Most of the way through this track, you've got the B minor chord, but then it goes to the F, which gives it that sort of feeling of dread. So yeah, I thought this piano was a nice starting point, and then I recorded some mandolin. I decided to play it with my fingers, so it's just a more intimate sound, which is good for this type of track. And then a bit of a faster plucking pattern. Then I recorded acoustic guitar. Now this is tuned slightly differently. I believe it is open B minor. Again, just really simple. So that's just recorded with an SM7B. And again, later the pattern does change slightly. Then we've got some banjo, so the banjo and the mandolin both add that kind of folky feel to it. And then in the second section, then we have got some percussion. Now these are samples from Splice, which I then dropped into an empty contact instrument, spread them across around an octave of keys, so I was able to play them on the keyboard. It's just gentle, but then we get a little bit more impact. And then we've got another track. We've also got some chains, which again is another sample from Splice. That's just looped round. And then finally we've got a scrap kit from Spitfire Hammers. That loop is just triggering from MIDI. Got a cymbal swell and a ride cymbal. So let's have a listen to what we've got so far. So for a track like this to work, you really need authentic sounding real instruments, but the secret sauce behind that Peaky Blinders sound is the cello. And the cello, it being such a versatile string instrument, can cover a huge range. And really with 2 or 3 cellos, or one cello playing 3 different parts, you can come up with some really cinematic, folky, dark tension sounds. And we're not just talking regular melodic phrases for the cello. To get the sound we're after, we need to have extended techniques and a really creative cellist who is able to really bring these creepy sounding textures to life. So where did I find the cellist for my track? Well, I've been using a service called Musiversal for around 6 months now, and it's a monthly subscription service where you have access to many multi-talented instrumentalists, vocalists, audio engineers, basically anyone you would need to help you achieve the sound that you're trying to get. And if you would like to try out their amazing services, then you can use my personal link and claim 25% off your first 3 months membership. And you also skip the waiting list, which can be around 2 weeks. It's super fast, it's super easy. I really do recommend it. So check out my link, which is in the description, and sign up to Musiversal today. And now let's get back to the video. There's actually 5 cello parts. So this is the first part. It gets a bit faster later on. And then there's a harmony to that part. Then these other 3 tracks are what we call extended techniques. The tricky part is how to write these parts for the cellist to follow, because they need some kind of score. So if you can write something that's approximate, it will help the cellist, because having some kind of notes there is better than nothing at all. The musicians I have used on Musiversal have all been really good at interpreting parts if you give them reference parts. The score obviously helps, but many of them can listen to a part and work out what is being played, and that's a really good skill to have someone that can do that for you. We've got 2 parts here at the beginning. And they're basically sliding up to the same note, but because they start at different pitches and different timings, it creates a tension, and it's just very atmospheric for this kind of track. Then we've got another part here on its own. Again, creating that tension. The inspiration behind both of these parts is from samples on Splice. I used the samples as a reference only and asked the cellist to get as close as they could to the samples, but obviously they put in their own interpretation of it. You know, it's always going to be slightly different because of the person playing it and their own experience and techniques used. The third cello part is again 2 parts, so these were recorded separately. Next is actually, it was recorded in 3 sections because it was just easier for the cellist to do that. And those are harmonics. Yeah, just nice for the little breakdown section. Then we've got another part which uses 3 different cello recordings. I'll play them one at a time. So this was inspired by an actual track on the Peaky Blinders soundtrack. It's kind of that slow build up, so it's good for like a riser effect. Finally, we've got the outro. Like I say, the cello really gives it that Peaky Blinders sound. So I would definitely recommend working with Musiversal musicians, not just cello, but all types of strings, guitars, banjos, mandolin. So if you can't play any of those tracks yourself, you can get a professional to do it for you. So I hope you enjoyed the breakdown of this track, and hopefully I've given you a sense of how you can really build a track like this, which is going to work well in drama, reality TV, adverts, anything set in remote rural areas or set in time periods where that kind of music really helps. So there's a lot of opportunity for these type of tracks. Also, if you feel like you can't achieve these type of tracks using the skills and the instruments that you have personally, then why not check out Musiversal and use some amazingly talented musicians who have a huge amount of experience in their own field, and they will really help you bring your vision to life. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.